Now, it is my great pleasure, the most fun that I have is talking to the customers, so let's go to one more. Let me introduce Craig Halterman. Craig is the CIO of Cohu. Thanks for joining us, Craig.
Thank you,
so Cohu is a manufacturer, or in fact, the world's leading manufacturer in the semiconductor industry. Can you give a little description of what Cohu does and your role there?
Sure. The CIO role is what I joined Cohu for in 2016. Now, the role that was 2016 is not what I'm doing now. The digital transformation that we've gone through for the last 3 to 4 years has actually changed what I do in the composition. So when I joined the company, I spent more time dealing with operational issues. I dealt with application support. Now I'm actually a part of the business more. And I actually spend a lot of time trying to work on the strategy and actually aligning to what the business is doing instead of what maybe I would have been doing in 2017 and 18. So Cohu is a global leader in producing high-tech products for the semiconductor manufacturers and also the large companies that consume and use semiconductors. So what that means is that you have to have a product, a physical product. Our products are designed and engineered in the United States, Europe, Asia, and then we actually manufacture our products too. So our production facilities are in the United States, Germany, Japan, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore. So I think everyone understands that semiconductors are used in many products and many industries. So you think about what the volume is, and in the increase that's happening, the auto industry is now consuming the most semiconductors or chips. And that's being driven by not only the sensors, but the potential to have autonomous vehicles and the IOV but also the compute. Everything that we've been talking about for the last few days here in Oracle CloudWorld is something that's probably going to consume more chips, whether it's AI or whether it's the fact that wearable technology, medical devices. So we are a highly engineered and highly configured to order for our customers. And what we have to do is focus more on having the products aligned to what our customers' innovations are, so that we have to do that. So instead of spending our time doing Oracle Cloud, we're doing a lot of things to support the old system. So now we've digitally transformed. We are supporting more of our customers.
Well, so you're a manufacturer of high-tech equipment, and your customers are some of those technical companies in the world. So extremely technical company. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to move to the cloud, or what was the driver behind it? And why Oracle in that move?
It's a pretty easy answer now that I'm sitting here in the chair. At that point, it was a matter of we couldn't align our strategy as a business to actually complete and do the things we wanted to do. We had grown through acquisitions. On our acquisitions, our strategy was simple. We integrated. Well, that meant that we changed the sign on the building and changed our business cards. Nobody did anything with all those systems. What that meant was we had 5 and 6 and 7 of everything. We had 5 supply chains, we had different legal structures or a chart of accounts. Everything was complex, and it meant that the local sites, whatever the entity was, whatever the acquisition was going to actually be supporting and sustaining everything in that ecosystem or business functionality. So what we wanted to do was be able to grow, and we couldn't grow through acquisitions. We had to grow through this process of elimination, and we were being impeded on our growth strategy because of that. The second thing we really looked at was we didn't want to go through customizations. We didn't want to go through another on-premise integrations. It was basically impossible for us to do that. So we wanted to replace the DNA of our overall business, and we wanted to do that by eliminating the legacy systems of SAP and Glovia and Syspro. We also wanted to build for the future. That foundation of having the systems be able to be flexible and scale for the next acquisition. So we had to do something to eliminate and put that flexibility and scalability in, and we really wanted to become unified as one Cohu. So that was one of our overall strategies. We wanted to buy into the most comprehensive cloud-based platform that we could actually get, because that technical, stack was going to be important for us as we grow forward. We wanted to have the end-to-end data flow, and Oracle presents that. So
now, when you say end-to-end, it's end-to-end. You start from Fusion CX and sales, service, marketing. You go on through the supply chain, again, a very high-tech manufacturing supply chain, through to financials, HR, end-to-end implementation. What was it like? You heard Frances earlier talking about, when she couldn't tell who was on the call, whether it's the SI, the partner, or development. It's great. How was your experience like working with Oracle and working with the partner? How did such an end-to-end implementation come to light?
Yeah, we opted the first round of implementation for us as a big bang. And we did that because we talked ourselves into not doing a big bang at first. And the answer kept coming back to the same message, which was, if we're going to be able to deliver this, and if we're actually going to be able to get out of all these customizations and integrations, if we don't do a big bang, we're going to go build more, and we're going to have to sustain more, and our budget's going to double. We're going to elongate the schedule, and we add more risk, and that's what we didn't want to do. So we opted for that. We went live with everything from, we even take our CAD and mechanical drawings and pump it to the front side on the PLM, and it goes through the whole supply chain, ERP, all your accounting, but your EPM, your CX, and all the other things that support the business. That, was probably one of the bigger things. We also expanded we had an HCM, but it was a single site, and now we're a global HCM solution throughout the organization. But the success of the project's basically only because Oracle and Inspirage brought talent and technical skills to the solution and provided that for us. We would have never been able to do this by ourselves, and it became a marriage, a relationship that we will sustain and will continue. So
it is rather ironic that the fact that you're a very technical company, you have a lot of technical talent, it was almost harder. You had to kind of self-discipline a little bit more. Don't build things, let's get out of the box going forward. Now, across that broad portfolio, similar to what I asked Frances at the beginning, you guys have been on a long journey with us, been live for quite some time, but what are the changes you've seen in the product, either at purchase time or maybe go live? Like, what's been important to you as far as the evolution from the product perspective and delivery?
I think the strongest message that I would say or tell anyone here is the fact that when we started in 2018, the second half, and then we went live in 2020, we went through some early releases of the Fusion products, and there were some challenges and gaps. The gaps were both also driven because of our business model, but also the fact that there were things on the roadmap that Oracle was working on, they just hadn't delivered. And through those challenges, or maybe those early releases, the way I would say it is, it actually strengthened our partnership, because we learned to listen to the ideas, the technical options, and ultimately solutions have happened. And the continuation and the maturity of all the products continues every 90 days. You're getting an upgrade release. Those features and functions have now been deployed. We're now taking advantage of some of the AI and ML type capabilities. It's just a matter of, it's a strong relationship. You need to not necessarily think of perfection, but if I look back whether I could have integrated, built, or customized a solution, the answer is no. And that's why I'm going to relate all my answers to the future for Oracle, because I'm going to get out of that business of building, and I just want to be an integrator. I want to get my people focused on business, not on spending time worrying about the next upgrade or the next customization that we're going to have to support.
Yeah, one less person building the accounting systems, one more person building chip testing systems and manufacturing. So been live for 3.5 years now with that full scope. Business benefits you've seen or business benefits you hope to come forward?
Oh, there are a lot of them. I think that there are things that just hit you immediately is the fact that what we talked about in scalability and flexibility as far as being able to acquire the next company, we've done that multiple times since we went live. And each time we've brought in and been able to integrate the business into the core platform of all of our transformation in Oracle Fusion. It's going to continue. We're going to continue to buy and acquire. And because of that, we want to make sure that they're bringing in, we're going to assimilate them. If you're a Star Trek fan, maybe the Borg, we're going to assimilate you whether you like it or not. But it really is about keeping people focused on their core capabilities of being a product company, not being a back office, accounting, designing software company. We now have people out of the hunting and gathering phase. They've actually spent time doing their job, doing strategic and operational decisions, not being the hunting and gatherer of Excel files. Those things continue as far as we now have the ability to be flexibility and scalability. If the business changes, we're ready for that. There's no opportunity for us to really expand our market in the core business. We want to retain our customers, so we're going to bring our customers and our supply chain closer, and we've done that too.
And then advice you'd have, so you've gone, again, you're at the very much 3.5 years, full suite, big bang, but advice for customers who are anywhere along that journey?
I think Francis said it right on a lot of things. I think I will only add to the fact that, self-awareness, know what you are as a company. Do not have a false impression that you're going to be able to do anything different than what you were in the past, or know your data. Understand what your processes are. We had to use the system to be a catalyst to actually change and align and do things. Work to the capabilities and strengths of Oracle Fusion. Don't believe that you have to support status quo and contain all of your systems of past, product of records, or whatever you might want to call them. Move it forward. Look for the future and the success.
Great. Craig, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great to see you.
Hey, did you like what you learned? Make sure to check out this video or this link, and of course, subscribe now.